So this is my current events little rant here. If you can hear that clicking shutter sound, that's my drone doing a hyperlapse at 300 feet up, somewhere right about over there. Yeah, so they're all frickin' liars. They lied to you about COVID. They lied to you about the Russian hoax. And I'm not excluding conservatives here either. There's a lot of them in the same community, and they're lying to you about Ukraine. I mean, it's utter bullshit. What do you think? Well, you have to ask yourself just some basic questions. First of all, Zelensky is a liar. He's a proven liar. And go back to just the Bucha killings. The mayor of the town made a video the day after supposedly these killings took place. But he said nothing about them. And then the Russians requested that an independent forensic check be done on the bodies, because evidently days or even weeks after death they can determine the exact time of death. And the Ukrainians wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow a third party nominated by I think it was the EU or the UN, I don't know, the EU I think it was, but they wouldn't allow it. They're liars. They're 100% liars. The Nazis came in and basically killed all the Russian collaborators. I mean, it's obvious, since they have made any type of collaboration with the enemy, the Russians, a criminal offense. And they have, and you know, all but 50 Congress people voted for this $40 billion aid package, which includes tons of weapons, which are only going to increase the suffering and the killing of civilians and Ukrainians. The Russians, I mean, I don't think they have any real chance of losing. So ask yourself the next question: what would happen if Ukraine surrendered to the Russians? What would happen? What, are they going to kill a bunch of Ukrainians? No, they're going to put on trial the Ukrainians that burned the 45 Russians alive in Ukraine. About, what was it, in 2017 or 2014? I can't remember exactly, but they would put them on trial, and basically then they would require the military to disband. They would demilitarize, in other words, take away their war weapons, and require them to be neutral, not allow any other powers into Ukraine. And this is exactly what the reason why Biden was installed as president, is so that the deep state could pull off this war. They've been planning it. They've been planning it since 2016. They just didn't have a good excuse. And then they got the puppet Zelensky in, who could go out there and say to the world that he wanted to acquire nuclear weapons just a month after Joe Biden had said that they're welcome to join NATO. They want them into NATO and the EU. All of those conditions, of which Russia has said in writing that they would do everything in their power to prevent this from happening. They did that years ago. Put it in writing. It's in writing. The conditions that they would invade a country like Ukraine, they put it in writing, and Americans and Europeans went directly. I mean, it's like Russia doesn't bluff. They don't bluff. And my fear is that they're going to be so ridiculously stupid I mean, look at this. They can spend 40 billion on securing another country's borders. They can't even secure their own borders or their own school system. 140,000 schools. That money, if it was divided up among those 140,000 schools, would be 285,000. They can do a lot with 285,000. Of course, well, somebody that's on a budget can. So yeah, what can you do about it? Well, you can vote the mother F's out. Every single person that voted for that $40 billion package, vote them out. Vote them out. Democrats, Republicans, vote them out. Get people in that care about the United States. I mean, this ridiculous incitement to war has way more of an effect on Europe than it does the U.S. The Europeans are more stupid than the U.S. They're U.S. puppets, actually. But yeah, and I'm in the safest country in Europe, in the safest place in the country. It's totally non-strategic. We're ended of a dead end road, very difficult to get to, and very easy to defend. And we're within 45 minutes of the largest military base in Switzerland. It's the training grounds basically for the military, which we have a required military service here, which I am for, by the way. I didn't have to serve because I came here at I was older than the age, and I didn't become a citizen until even later. So, but yeah, get them out, vote them out, get them out, get new people in, do it.